You know what time it
Time to
is.
stand up and speak your mind. In this elitist jungle, keep the beats alive. Whether yoga or doja that keeps you high. Gotta stay up, cause on the street you die. Time to wake up and see the light. Stop counting sheep, seize your life. Free your eyes and see suns rise on the horizon. Where the street meets the sky. The master's ignorance feeds our master's greed.
Good morning. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Is that my thing? I forgot. I was just talking about that. I was just talking about that yesterday with somebody. About the thing I say every time we get into the pod. The thing I say. How's everybody? Now I fucking forgot. Anyway, good morning. Oh, man. Good morning, you guys. I feel like I haven't been in here in a while. And maybe I haven't. Maybe I haven't been in the pod in a while. You know, like I've said before, I record these, you know, sometimes I sit down and record 3 days in a row, but I only release them every week. So, I mean, then I could take 3 weeks off technically if I want. And really, I just get in here when I'm feeling it or not, but I haven't been feeling it. That's the thing. This one will come out after how many emotions do we feel? That's the next one, and this one will come out after that in a couple of weeks after that. And that was a good one. And I really want to talk more about personal responsibility. I feel like that's a bigger conversation, and I feel like that's something that I've really been working on more recently in my life. I mean, obviously, since I put down the drink, that was taking some responsibility for my life, and I think that was the beginning of my real journey, into personal responsibility. Moving to Arizona on my own, I mean, solo by myself. You know, I had one friend out here, Mo Designs. You know, Mo was out here, and you didn't know anybody, and that's a big thing. That's personal, taking your life in your hands and taking responsibility for your life, and lots of other things, you know. And so I do want to dive into personal responsibility. But what I really wanted to talk to you guys about was self-disappointment, right? Self-doubt, self-disappointment. And this kind of goes into, you know, and this goes into ownership and responsibility and self-care, because in order to take care of yourself, you have to be responsible for yourself. And make that decision, make that choice. You know, you have to choose yourself and then get to work, you know. That's like going to the fucking gym. You know, that's that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of discipline. It's hard to do, you know, especially in the beginning. It's hard work. But you have to make that decision, right? And so, journaling today and yesterday. Yesterday I was calling it self-doubt. I was doubting myself. And then I think throughout the course of the day, I realized that perhaps it's self-disappointment. I'm doubting myself, doubting my beliefs. And I think that self-doubt comes from perhaps not trusting myself, right? So I'm doubting myself, meaning I'm not trusting myself, right? Doubting my ability to do the things I want to do for myself. I'm doubting my ability to be responsible. Doubting myself. Having doubts can be difficult. And then there's several emotions that come with that. What are the emotions that come with doubt? And then as I was doing this, I realized what it was. That was the prevalent one. And so what are the emotions that come with doubt? Fear, anxiety, uncertainty, frustration, disappointment, anger, sadness. And then I sort of wrote down what each one of these might be like, what I'm feeling like. Fear. I'm afraid I will make mistakes, that I will hurt myself and or others, and that I will screw things up, right? I mean, and that's kind of living in the past. That's living in the past. I've screwed things up before. I've made some pretty big mistakes in my life and screwed some shit up. So I can be afraid, fuck, am I going to fuck this up? Fuck. Anxious, thinking about what might happen, anxious and uncertainty, what might happen, how things might be negative. Frustration, knowing that I have tools to use to help myself through and not using those tools effectively. Disappointment, upset with myself for not feeling confident or strong, upset with myself for not meeting the expectation or standard I'm holding myself to, disappointed in myself for projecting onto loved ones, because I'll do that too. I had a realization the other day. It was clear to me, and I think I've talked about this before, sort of talked about this with the bully thing, right? Being a bully. And it's a really fine line between being a bully and telling someone the truth and being and not being agreeable about it, and then again being the cunt, being a real fucking cunt. And I found that in my head, I've been feeling this way for a while now, right? And interestingly enough, I went and saw my therapist yesterday, and one of the things he said to me, he was talking about how he has this new job. And he loves it. He's excited about it. But just having this completely new job in this new environment, there's an adjustment period that he's having to adjust to, and he's finding himself feeling somewhat drained, right? Feeling himself somewhat drained. And then him saying that to me, I thought, well, this is almost like God speaking through my therapist directly to me, and it made me realize, I should give myself some credit, right? I should give myself some credit, give myself some grace, and realize that I'm going through a lot of different things right now. A lot of stuff is happening in my life, and there's going to be adjustment. There are going to be adjustments that need to be made, and it's going to take a toll on me. And it doesn't matter how strong you are or how those things have an effect on us, on me. Excuse me. And so and so that plays a big role in why I might be off my game. Angry. I put anger. Angry at myself for projecting onto others. Oh, I didn't even get to that. The realization. The realization that I came to was I'm feeling shitty. I'm feeling shitty about myself. I'm disappointed in myself, and I'm feeling down. And I realized I want to go after someone. Oh shit! I was like, who can I? Let me find someone to fucking tear down. Oh, I was like, that's fucking unhealthy. That is ineffective. That is ineffective behavior. Wow. Who do I fucking, and immediately, since one of the things I'm going through right now is I'm moving into we've moved into a 50-50 parenting time schedule. So now I have my daughter half of the time, and baby mama, she don't like that. She don't like that one bit. So she's fucking stressing in her own mind, and you know, she's stressing in her own way and dealing with it in her own way. And like me, you know, she can be an asshole, she can be a bully when she's in that way, right? You know, I mean, that's kind of what happened. Dude, now I'm finding a place of empathy for her. In this moment right here with you guys, I'm finding a little bit of empathy for her. And I do that. I'm a compassionate man, so I find empathy. But anyway, what I was getting at was I wanted to tear her down because she's kind of giving me shit right now. She's kind of putting me through the ringer right now and giving me shit right now and making up stupid shit, you know, making shit up to make my life difficult, which in the end just makes fucking my daughter's life difficult, makes our daughter's life difficult. But regardless, you know what I mean? I was like, ooh, I'm gonna fucking get in these emails and let me fucking tell this fucking bitch how I feel, you know? And it dawned on me, I was like, ooh, Jay, that's a bully. That's ineffective behavior. That's a bully right there, dude. I mean, for no other reason than I feel like shit, so I'm gonna make you feel like shit, right? Why should you feel good? I was like, that's fucking little kid shit. That's childish. That's little kid shit. How long have I been doing this in my relationships? You know? Obviously a long fucking time, because if it just dawned on me the other day, like, I mean, and I think I've known, we've talked about the bully, right? We talked about the bully. So it's not like I'm completely oblivious to it, but it really just bubbled right up to the surface because I've been diving, right? Diving into the abyss and looking down into the darkness, finding things to grab. Like, I think of those little submarine pods and they got the motorized arms, right? So you reach into, you're down in the abyss and you see some shit and you grab a hold of it, right? And you grab a hold of it. And then you bring it, right? And it's coming up. And I'm bringing stuff with me, but there might be little residual pieces hanging on to some of those things, right? Or let's say you pick something up off the bottom floor of the abyss, and there's something underneath that, right? And so you grab this chunk of shit, and you bring that with you, but something underneath bubbles up with it, right? And that's how it works. Once you start clearing the clutter off the floor of the abyss, you know, what's underneath the Titanic? You know, what's under there? The Titanic sunk and hit the floor, but maybe there's a secret that was on the floor of the ocean that the Titanic's on top of. And once you dig up the fucking Titanic, some other shit's going to come fucking bubbling up. Maybe there's some secrets on the Titanic that we didn't know about that are down inside that ship. We'll never bring that ship up, by the way. But if they did, you know what I mean? How many secrets are down there? You know what's crazy about that? You know what sunk the Titanic, right? The Berg. That's right. Remember that shit. The Berg sunk the Titanic, sent it to the bottom of the abyss. Idiot. Anyway, sadness, right? I'm sadness because I'm losing connection. I'm sad because I'm losing connection with people I want to be connected to. Really, that's what this whole thing is about. This whole life that we live is about connecting with other human beings. And so yesterday, I was thinking, man, I was doubting myself. Dude, there were some tears on the way to work, which was really crazy because this old hip-hop song came on, MC8. It was an MC8 song, and I got it in my workout playlist, and it came on. And then after the MC8 song came on, I was like, dude, let me go to that album. And I went to that album and plugged in that album, and all those songs came on, and I just got really nostalgic. Took me back to the days when we were in high school and we didn't have anything to worry about. And I started to cry just because, man, I needed to let some tears go. And then talking with just sitting with myself, and then connected with my chick a little bit later, and started talking to her, and I realized, okay, so doubting myself, but really what's the deal? I'm disappointed. This is the big one. This is the big thing, disappointment. And what disappointment is when expectations that you have aren't met, right? That's what disappointment is. There's an expectation, the expectation isn't met, and then you find yourself disappointed. That could be expectations with others, expectations at work, expectations with yourself, which is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with these expectations that I have for myself. And I realized that, and so this morning as I'm realizing it and talking with my therapist yesterday, that's what's happening. I'm disappointed in myself because I'm not living up to the expectations that I'm holding for myself. Self-disappointment is a bitch. Disappointment with myself for not living up to the expectations I hold for myself. I set standards for my own personal care and maintenance. The standards I set are pretty high. They are simple, but they are high. And so I realized, what are the 4 standards? What are the 4 expectations that I hold myself to on a daily basis that fit this? These are my expectations, right? They fit my daily discipline. They fit they fit the need that I have to be disciplined. They help me to get strong. They help me to be the man that I want to be. And when I'm not meeting these expectations, I find that I'm disappointed in myself, right? I find disappointment. And so what are those things? And I narrowed it down. I decided to just narrow it down. And there are 4 things, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do the maths sometimes. 4 things. 4 things that I hold myself to. And I wrote down, we'll get to the 4. But I wrote down here, if I do these 4 things every day, I am a better human. That's how I feel. If I do these 4 things, then, and these 4 things are what I wrote down yesterday about, where are we at here? Frustration. Knowing that I have tools to use to help myself through and not using those tools effectively. These 4 things. What are the 4 things? These are my daily disciplines, right? Number 1, get up early. Number 2, go to the gym. Go to the fucking gym. Number 3, pray. And number 4, journal. Those are the 4 things. Those are my standards, right? And you might say, Jay, those aren't high standards. Well, okay, but getting up early is pretty high standard. We've talked about this, and I set that standard at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's a pretty high standard. It's one thing. It seems like it's one thing. It's a simple thing, but it's a difficult thing to do. Get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want, they want to sleep. If I tell you that, if you're a person who sleeps till 7, 8 o'clock, you're going to be like, yo, fuck that. Get up at 4 o'clock. She, but that's the thing. For me, that's the thing. Get up at 4 o'clock, right? And it's a challenge. It's difficult. It challenges me. And that's another thing that, challenge ourselves, right? Get up early, go to the gym, pray, and journal. Those are those 4 things. If I do those 4 things every day, I'm a better man. I'm a better person throughout the day. I feel good about myself. Right? I feel good about myself. I feel like a winner. I feel confident. I feel like I've accomplished something. I did something hard today. I did something difficult, right? And I wrote down here, these are my standards. I wrote, I can add to these at any time I want, so I can add more things to do, right? And also, each of these have their own set of standards within them, right? I mean, going to the gym can have its own set of standards. You can go to the gym and you can crush. You can go to the gym and half-ass it. But the idea here is get to the fucking gym. Just show up. Once you show up, things will start to happen. For me, that's how it works. Just show up. If you're not feeling it, just go through the motions, right? And even if I go through the motions and I'm only there, 30 minutes, which is okay. At least for me anyway, I went. I got up. I got to the gym, right? And then when I come home, it's like, boom, I hit those knees. I pray, Father, please remove these Rudy Poo suckers from my life. Father, And then I hit the journal. And if I do those 4 things every day, man, I have a much better day. And when I'm not doing those 4 things, and it happens, if I'm only doing 2, if I'm only doing 1, if I miss all 4 completely, man, the disappointment sets in. Right? The doubt sets in, the disappointment sets in, and that begins a downward spiral into, fuck, dude, I start to doubt myself. I start to beat myself up. I start to, and I work on finding grace, which is why I was talking about adjustment periods. Find some grace for myself. Hey, you're going through an adjustment period. A lot of things have changed in your life recently. Lots of stuff, right? And they continue to change. And shit, I'm not Jocko fucking Willink. I ain't some savage Navy SEAL dude as much as I want to be, Excuse me. And so cut myself, and this is a difficult thing for me because I don't want to cut myself slack, right? I don't want to compromise these beliefs, these standards, because I know that these tools help me. I know because I've done them, right? Because I've put them into practice, and when I am fulfilling these 4 things every day in the morning, I go out into the world a much better person. I know it. I know it. And then over time, the more I do them, the more you build on these things, the stronger I get, right? The better I feel about myself over time. And so I've been struggling lately with this adjustment. So let me forgive myself here this morning. Jason, I forgive you, Jason, for not following these standards 100%. And that's okay, Jason. That's okay, the Berg. That's okay. Give yourself some grace. You're going through a lot. Forgive yourself. Get on your knees, pray, ask for forgiveness, forgive yourself, and then get the fuck back to work. Get to the fucking gym. Get the fuck up early. Get on those fucking knees and humble yourself before God. And get in the fucking journal. There's a fucking tyrant in me, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a fucking Nazi with the little mustache inside me. Fucking get your... And you know what's crazy is there's a Nazi inside of all of us. Guaranteed there's a fucking Nazi in you. Oh, no? Ha! Yeah, right. I guarantee there's a Nazi in you. Guaranteed. Don't deny it. Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to yourself, you little Nazi. You little tyrant. Oh, you got one. We all do. If there's one, we're all capable of it. We're all capable of it, so don't even pretend. Disappointment, man. Disappointment in myself. But I'm glad these last 2 days, you know, I figured it out. I kind of figured it out. It's taking me a little bit, you know. And the other day went to the gym with the lady, and I told her right away in the morning. I was like, you know what? I'm a grouch this morning. I'm having a rough morning, so I'm just gonna get in here and sweat, and you know. And then she kind of just, oh, okay, cool, you know. But right away, right off the bat, and that's the thing. We don't want to tell people sometimes, like, hey, but the best thing for me to do is to say, hey, I'm fucking grouch this morning. So I'm just going to kind of be in my little corner. I'm going to be in my little diva bitch mode over here, and I'm going to hustle, and I'm going to sweat, you know, and I'm going to not project my bullshit onto you. Okay? You know, just let me fucking pout while I throw these weights around. And she let me be, you know, after the gym, little smooch, babe. All right, I'm off to work. And then it wasn't until later in the day I called her up and said, hey, I just wanted to apologize for being a grouch this morning. And then it dawned on me too during the conversation, hey, I don't have to, you know what? Actually, let me retract that. I'm not going to apologize for how I feel, right? Now, if my behavior was ineffective and I projected that bullshit onto you and acted inappropriately and took it out on you and was a dick or an asshole to you, then I would have something to apologize for. But to be honest, I came in and I was honest about it. I didn't throw any bullshit her way. I just diva'd my little fucking corner, resting bitch face at the gym. Didn't throw shade her way, right? And so there's no reason to apologize for feeling the way that I feel. We should never do that. I believe we shouldn't be apologizing for how we feel. Now, if those feelings cause us to act a certain way that's ineffective, inappropriate, then yes, you have something to apologize for. But just being a grouch, nah, I'm allowed to fucking be shitty this morning. I'm allowed to have a shitty fucking morning. Totally allowed. Right? Which leads me to another thing, right? Another topic that's a little something going on that I was reminded of yesterday was I think, I feel, I act. Right? Those are the three things. That's how we work it out, right? I think I'm not on my program and I'm not doing these four things that I need to do. I think I'm not living up to my standards. This makes me feel disappointed in myself. Therefore, I will act like a grouch face. That's it, right? I think, I feel, I act. Those three things. And how we act, right, is key. That's the key. How am I going to act? With some choices in there. Am I going to let these emotions run the show? They can, but how am I going to communicate about that? I can communicate effectively, which is what I did yesterday. Hey, person I love. Hey, person I'm in a relationship. Hey, person, hey, family, friend, kid, coworker. Yo, I'm totally like not having it today. I'm in a freaking terrible mood, and I really don't want to take anything out on you. So I'm just gonna let you know, and I'm just gonna kind of do my thing today. You know, if you don't mind, just if it's anything slight of an emergency, I don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna be over there in my corner, fucking pouting like a little bitch. And when I come out of it, let's connect. Cool. Can roger that. That's honesty. That's vulnerability. That's honesty. That's vulnerability. That's accountability. And by doing that, you let the person know, hey, and you're kind of setting a boundary. Hey, I just need a few minutes. I need a day. Whatever. Gather my senses. I need to go cry some tears on the way to my first job site, and then I'll be good to go. Who knows? But that's what's up. I think I need a new fucking mic stand. Yeah. Fucking disappointed in myself. So what's the report today? Got my ass up at 4:00. Got my ass to the gym. Got in those knees. Got in that journal. And I even got on the podcast. See, the podcast is something I add to those 4 things. That's another standard that I can add to those 4 things, right? Add, right? It's additional to the 4, 5. So today I got 5. Jumped in the pod. And this podcast helps tremendously too. I get to verbalize, right? I'm a verbal processor. I like to talk things through. You might have seen me come to some realizations, some moments of clarity while I'm talking to you guys right here in the now, And yeah, I'm a verbal processor. That happened yesterday. Got on the phone to connect with the lady, and as I'm talking through it, it sort of popped. Now I have other processes too that I work on, but I think I process verbally is a big one for me. I talk it out. But there are multiple ways, right? Talk it out, work it out at the gym, sweat it out, hit the skateboard. That's another standard. Skate every week. That's another one. Add 2. I need to skate. Riding my skateboard it gives me clarity. It's like meditation. It's self-maintenance, self-care. Self-maintenance, self-care. What's your program? What's your program? What are your daily disciplines? What are the tools you need to maintain for yourself? Right? Think about those tools. Think about a few things. Think about something that you do, that you can do, that makes you feel good about yourself. God, when I do that, I feel really good about myself. Right? Can you do it every day? Can you do it every morning? Right? In the morning's a good time because it sets up the day, right? Sets you up for the rest of the day. Can you do it in the morning? Can you wake up in the morning and do that thing that makes you feel good? Can you do it every day? If you can, and if so, perhaps it might be a good idea to do it every day. Make it a discipline. Put it in there, right? Make a little list. Get in your journal, make a list. Here's a list of things that make me feel good that help me feel good about myself. Find out which ones are reasonable, feasible to do every morning, and do those. Right? Work out a program. That's the beginnings of a disciplined program. Maybe you don't want to get up at 4:00 in the morning, right? Maybe that's not your thing, but maybe there's another thing. When I hear that, and I'm a military man, having gone to boot camp and stuff, and I understand the benefits of getting up early, And so when I hear Jocko Willink talk about that, discipline really starts with getting up early in the morning, He says, and those are his words, it really does. I find that true. I find that true for myself. I find that true. I believe that. That rings true for me, right? Getting up early is the first step to a disciplined routine, And I find that sleeping in is kind of like being lazy and lethargic, and so for me, that's true. Get up early. Especially if it's a difficult thing for you. If it's challenging for you, then that makes it even more important. Right? That's another thing to do, is go out and find hard things to do. We live in this world of ease and comfort, and everything is easy. Everything's so easy. That's why everyone's so fucking anxious all the time. Don't know how to deal with uncertainty. I'd struggle with it. I struggle with it too. I have some childhood issues with uncertainty and change, Yeah. Now I'm in my head and I'm thinking, I'm thinking. So yeah, guys, I think you've heard me. I've been talking about this for a little bit now. I've been struggling with this, staying on my program. And I know that by staying on my program, these other things, these adjustment periods that I'm going through will be easier to handle. Excuse me. And not easier, but I'll be able to confront them, cope with them, and deal with them on a different level. Come from them from a level of confidence and come from them of a level of I can handle these things rather than having them crushing down on me, And not that any of them are crushing down on me, but there are responsibilities, and I can handle those things. It helps me handle. It helps me, you know what? It helps me to be a nicer person through them, right? It helps me to be a nicer person. It helps me to be a kinder person. It helps me to find compassion. It helps me to be better with my daughter. It helps me to be better with the customers at work. It helps me to be better with my boss. It helps me to be better with baby mama. It helps me to be a better man. That's why I do these things. It just helps me to be better, right? I can adjust better. I can work better. I feel better. It just helps me to be better. It doesn't make things easier. It makes things better, right? And that's the goal, better than I was yesterday. So 4 things: get up early, hit the gym, hit those knees, and hit the journal. And with that, y'all, did that today. It's Friday, y'all. This will come out on a Monday, so you'll be like, how was your weekend, playa? And I'll be like, it was fucking watching the kid all weekend. Yeah. Love you guys. Peace, and I'm out.
You know what time it
Time to
is?
stand up and speak your mind. In this elitist jungle, keep the beats alive. Whether yoga or doja that keeps you high. Gotta stay up, cause on the street you die. Time to wake up and see the light. Stop counting sheep, seize your life. Free your eyes and see suns rise on the horizon, where the street meets the sky.
The master's ignorance feeds our master's greed. Open your mind and